Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Skate Gnarly. Today I'm bringing you episode 2 of week 1 of basic military training. That whole sort of videos that originally were on the Sandbox channel, but now they're on the Air Force recruiting channel. But I wanted to start this with kind of a vlog type thing because I know in my last video I was like, I'm just not feeling it. I don't have everything, but I have got my desk now. I have my little video making table set up. So I think these videos are going to be made here just because I need this computer to record while I'm watching those videos. But in the future, when I'm making videos, I have this whole, sort of little table kind of set up. I'm trying to focus it in, with my lamp and stuff like that. So that is awesome. I'm really excited about that. I guess I could show you what I have up right now. Sorry if the mic quality sounds bad. I'll try to talk a little bit louder just because it's a shotgun mic, so it's facing forward, and I am behind the camera. But I have these like little wall things up. I guess a lot of people are probably gonna ask, this Starbucks cup is like, it's weird, but it's like, this is the first cup that when I went on our first date with Amor, that was like her first cup, and then ever since then I just kept it because I never threw it away, and then I started to fill it with all of our stuff. So like the first receipt from our first date is on there. There's tons of stuff like that, Rubik's Cube, and then the Ninja Turtle, and then the crucifix stuff. This is gonna be a quick tour, sorry. This video might be a little bit longer, but it's fine. Also, this is Scout. I don't know if you guys saw the video of me surprising. It's called Surprising My Girlfriend with a Dog, but this is Scooter, and then this is Gio. I don't know if you knew that, right? Yeah. Also, I got these things from IKEA, but I don't want to hang them on the wall just because I like them more of a storage, type thing. But everything is still a little bit messy, with unpacking and, boxes and stuff like that. But it's kind of, we're getting there. You don't really, when you like mentally think of unpacking, you're like, oh, it's not going to take that long. And then you get it and you realize how much stuff you actually have. And it's the same thing with packing. It's crazy. So anyways, we're gonna get into the video. So I definitely did not do my hair today, so don't judge me on that. It's a weekend. So all right, I decided also, so what happened was somebody commented on the first video, like I said earlier, it's like from the Air Force recruiting channel. They left a comment on the other video saying, oh, it's not from Sandbox, it's from the Air Force recruiting. So this is actually on the Air Force recruiting channel, so I want to give a shout out to them. Obviously this is their video, so I'm not trying to steal it or anything like that. I'm just trying to help you guys. Alright, so this is week 1. If you haven't seen week 0 yet, go watch week 0 because it's in an order. If you jump in the middle of basic military training, you're going to be really confused. So I will put a link to that. And yeah, so I'm just going to jump straight into it as well.
Yes, sir!
Week 1 is considered foundation week.
Again, this is old, so you're not gonna have web belts like this anymore. You're gonna have backpacks. Also, timeout. I'm just gonna call this guy out right now. This guy right here, don't wear your hat like this. This right here, besides this little fold in his head right here, this is how you're supposed to wear your hat. Not like this down in front of your eyes like that, okay? But you're not supposed to baseball cap it. It's supposed to be crispy on top. It's not supposed to mold to the shape of your head. It's not a snapback. Like, you're not supposed to wear it like this. Like, it goes like this. Like, it should be straight with the ground, right? Like, parallel with the ground. You're gonna look like the biggest idiot ever if you wear your hat like this. I'm sorry, I don't know you. I don't want to, talk crap about you, but I'm just saying this is not how you're supposed to wear your color.
This is when we really began to introduce.
Also, one thing with parade rest. This is important. I did not get called out on this. I almost got called out on this. Somebody else got called out on this. Parade rest, I can show you. It goes all the way down to your back. Your arms are straight like this, okay? So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's not like this. We're not Marines. We're not in the Army. It's all the way down. You're supposed to form like a wing shape with your hands. They'll teach you this. But your arms go all the way down. So don't be that guy in training that's like this all the time. You're gonna look stupid. Don't do that. We're not the Marines. This is the Air Force.
And to introduce, there are certain.
Okay, this is the DFAC. So if you're in Disneyland, this is what the DFAC looks like. This is like, I think this is, no wait, is this the DFAC? Dang, I don't know. I think it is. I was in Disneyland. I'm pretty sure this is the DFAC. Unless this is outside of a classroom. This almost looks like it's outside of a classroom. I'm not sure. It's either one. Because the classrooms have really big windows like this. I'm not sure though. Maybe this is outside the dorms.
There are certain standards that they have to meet. It's to start to instill that discipline. To let them...
Oh, okay, this is called bed exchange. That's what we called it. This is well, it's kind of like bed exchange. So I think it's on Wednesdays, one day of the week. You have a bed exchange where you rip off all of your covers, you take them to the day room, at least this is what we did, and laundry crew piles them all up, and then they bring new linens. And basically that morning, there's a certain way that you make your bed with, you have to do an E fold. See how this blanket makes an E, and this blanket under here makes an E? They're really strict about this. Obviously, they're really, you know, attention to detail. This has to be flush with this side of the bed. It has to be a perfect E, and then you put your pillow on it with your 341 on top of that, I believe. Now this is different because all the linens are on the bed, so I'm pretty sure this is like when they were learning how to make beds. I'm pretty sure. Also, this is week 1. You do go to the BX to buy your stuff pretty frequently. You can use a clipboard. I heard it's really good for Disneyland because at Alcatraz, the underside of the beds you can see. So there's springs underneath the bed frames, but these are flat underneath the bed frames. Like it's just flat, solid. So at Alcatraz, we can like pull the blankets underneath and twist it and tuck it. But with these, you do have to have a clipboard to kind of tuck it. So I never used a clipboard at Alcatraz, and I made my bed perfectly fine and crispy every time, but a lot of people did use them. All you do is you're just shoving the blanket underneath with the clipboard. So, I mean, I don't really see the use with that. If you can just pull it underneath the springs, twist it and pull it, it'll also make it tight. Anything else in this? I don't think so.
Them know to pay attention to detail. We teach them how to make their beds. We talk to them about their wall life.
Oh yeah, clipboards are also really good for making your hospital corners. There's also this thing called a BMT DG, I believe, which is the binder that's in your wall locker. That's the binder that has everything you need to know about how to make your bed, how to fold your clothes, how to hang your clothes, how to do everything. So I used to use that to measure. It's a foot. You're supposed to measure 12 inches to your hospital corner. So like the bed drapes down, right? Like this is the end of the bed, and it drapes over the edge. You measure from the edge of the bed 12 inches in, grab that side of the blanket, pull it up, and it makes that angle. I don't know if you kind of got that, but... And then basically you put the BMT DG or the clipboard underneath that angle, and just like he's doing right now, and you straighten it out, and then you pull it over your arm, and that's how you basically make a hospital corner. Obviously that's like a super weird way to do it. There's a video on YouTube of somebody in the army making a bed. It's just the same way that we make the bed.
Beds. We talk to them about their wall lockers. We start to give our trainees a little more responsibility. During marching, we teach them how.
So one thing, I'm gonna teach you about drill really quick. So from right here.
During marching, we teach.
That's called taller tap. So taller tap is when the shortest people go in the flight, go all the way to the back and to the left if you're facing forward. The tallest people go all the way to the front and to the right. So you all form up, right, in 4 different elements. If you're taller than somebody, they'll say, if you're taller than the airman in front of you, or if you're taller than the trainee in front of you. Okay, with exception to the element leaders and the dorm chief. If you're taller than the trainee in front of you, tap on the shoulder and move forward now. And basically, you tap them on the right shoulder. They're gonna step, what is it? They step to their right, and then to their left to go forward, and you step to your left and to your back. So you do it at the same time, and it makes a diamond. And that's basically
during marching, right, we teach.
See, these guys are shorter. Well, this guy, yeah.
Them how to break down as an element, or how to break down as a detail.
Detail is 2 people, or detail is 4 people. Anything above 4 people is an element, and you have to have somebody marching you, which it would be, you, I guess. You know what I mean? Like somebody, usually an element leader. Or in tech school, it was just whoever could march the element or whoever has like stripes.
We have our trainees march with at least one other trainee because it starts to instill that wingmanship in them. You always have a wingman that's there to take care of you and to look out for you.
Yo, oh my God. All right, let me, these marching bridges are put here on purpose. So when you see these big ass bridges, it's not like for fun. They're not like, oh, this is some good architecture. These are purposely put there for marching. They suck. I don't know how it is in the winter, but in the summer, I wasn't even there in the summer. I was there in the early spring, and it was hot as hell. And you're marching up these bridges, and oh, actually, this is I know her. I know this lady. But it's crazy. Like, some of them are super high, some of them are low. Like, the bridges change. Disneyland has some, but this is an Alcatraz one. I'm pretty sure I know this MTI. Well, I don't know her, but she was my brother flight's MTI.
Look out for you. They have a lot of academic classes.
These are the Disneyland classrooms. They look like college classrooms. Okay, so like you have tons of rows of these tables. They're tables. A big projector up top. It's so nice. Air conditioning. It's crazy. It's so crazy because in Alcatraz, we have a room that's half this size with the same amount of people, about, let's see, 120 people, because there's about 60 people per flight. No air conditioning, at least where we're in the 322nd. There might be air conditioning now, but for some reason there wasn't when we were there. Mold, man, like, it's crazy. I mean, maybe not mold, but like everything is falling apart. Like, you would have fans on and it would shake the ceiling and the roof tiles would go like boom, 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 boom. And like sometimes it would be windy and the wind would just go through the roof, and the wind tiles would go like fly in the air and then land back in their spots, and they would just go like it was crazy. Sorry, I just elbowed you in the head. But the difference is night and day between Disneyland classrooms and Alcatraz classrooms. Sometimes if you're in Alcatraz, you march to Disneyland to go to class in the morning, and I think that they do that for Alcatraz or Disneyland to Alcatraz too. Also, what he's looking at here is a BMT SG. It's a Basic Military Training Study Guide, BMT SG. You're given this when you get to BMT in your backpack I was talking about in the last video. And basically, like I said, I think I did mention this in the last video, but that's filled with everything that you need to know that's on the end of course exam. And every class that you go to is a chapter in this
such
book.
as customs and courtesies, dress and appearance.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, BMT is really tedious and it gets really old, and the TIs obviously are being really hardcore on purpose, but in the classroom, it's a lot more lax, it's a lot more chill. A lot of the teachers or MTIs are like, sometimes you don't need a reporting statement, you don't need this, you don't need that. This is also one of the only times for all you, I guess never mind, you're not supposed to have relations in BMT, but this is the only time that you are going to mix genders for the most part in BMT, besides when you're at Beast, is in classrooms if you have a sister flight. Or maybe if there's like, some makeup females who have to go into your class or something like that. Obviously you can't go up to them and be like, what's up, shawty? But like, you can't holler at them, but like, they're there with you, you know what I'm talking about. And sometimes you'll go to tech school with them and be like, hey, I remember you from BMT, and then you guys, for all you single guys out there, so. Anything else?
Experience, rank recognition. They're also issued their M16 training weapon.
Yeah. Like I said in the last video, you have these fake M16s. You learn they're just like they don't have trigger groups in them, so they're basically like the real gun. Like they have the bolts, they have all that sort of stuff. You learn how to take it down and how to break it down, put it back together. They're usually really dirty, and then like when you get the real M16 at Beast, you're gonna be like, damn, this is really different. But it's the same gun, so. Get really good at breaking it down and putting it back together. It's really fun. It's a good pastime.
The MTI will start to decide who's going to be in charge of the details.
Like I think I said this in the last video too, details. I was on utility crew. My job, basically, I don't know how big it is at Disneyland. I'm pretty sure it's the same. You have a closet, and you have tons of cleaning products, sponges, you have rags, you have a sink, you have brooms and brushes and dustpans and tons of stuff, toilet paper. You're in charge of all of that. You have to make sure that every time you give them a brush, that brush comes back clean. No hair, no dust on it, no nothing. Has to be clean. That's how you keep that in inspection order. You have to make sure that everything is labeled with your dorm, so we were in Alpha 10. You have to make sure that everything says Alpha 10, Alpha 10, Alpha 10, Alpha 10, or whatever it is, B10, 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 Bravo 10, whatever. I don't know how that works with Disneyland, but that's what we did there. Latrine crew, they clean the bathrooms. It's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie, it's disgusting. If you can volunteer for something before that, I would do it. If you have an option to be a shoe liner, bed liner, a duster, because that's a detail, or maybe don't be a chow runner unless you want to get yelled at. Don't be I think fire monitor, they do a lot, but utility crew is really chill. Shoe liners, bed liners jobs are pretty chill. Dusters jobs are pretty chill, because when you do dust downs, all they do is they walk down the aisles and they sleep. Element leaders don't have details, but they have a lot more responsibility watching over the people. Same thing with the dorm chief, and they also have to help out in details wherever they need help. Obviously, you're all gonna come a team, and you're probably gonna do the detail at some point, all of the details. But for the most part, if you have a good job, you're only gonna be doing that detail. Also, just like this kid, don't wear your hat like this. You're gonna look stupid. That's not how you wear a hat. This is how you wear a hat. This is how you wear a hat. Like, that's how you wear a hat. You're not supposed to baseball cap it like this. Just saying. It's first week of training. It's fine.
Tails.
Also, let me stress this enough. I think I said this last video. When you go to get your boots, make sure you get the right size. My first pair of boots was like 2 sizes too big because I didn't know how to fit boots. Boots are worn basically the same way that you wear regular shoes. I've never owned boots in my life. I had no idea. I thought you had to get them bigger. Just try them on. If they fit nice and snug, but you can still wiggle your toes, they're fine, okay? You'll break them in eventually. You're probably gonna get some blisters, it's fine. But don't get boots too big. It sucks for drill. It sucks for marching and being like pristine with your movements and just accurate, and it sucks. So make sure you get the right size boot. Let me stress that enough. I know this isn't really a clothing issue type video. That was last week, but just make sure that you have the right size boots. It's really important.
The details. They understand a little bit more now of where they're going to live, some of the things that they're supposed to do, but we're giving.
I saw a comment on this video right here. Actually, no, it was on the Sandbox channel. But they were like, why is he using a ruler to, straighten his towel out? You do that to keep it nice, tight, and wrinkle-free. You're gonna hear that a lot. It's about beds, but you also have to do this with towels, t-shirts, rolling t-shirts. I use rulers. You roll it, pull it, roll it, pull it, roll it, pull it. You get to the end, you roll it out, and rub it on a locker. Towels, you just want to get everything nice, tight, flush, wrinkle-free, as nice as you can possibly do. You have nothing else to do with your time, so you're going to invest a lot of time into rolling and folding.
Giving them a lot of information. We're expecting them to do a lot of new things. So there are going to be a lot of mistakes, but that is what the MTI is there for, to ensure that we're teaching them the information, and then we're giving them the opportunity to apply.
I've actually had her as a teacher. So.
Apply it. They understand the significance behind following the rules.
This looks pretty good. There's nothing really here. This is practice for the coin or retreat ceremony, I believe. This must be the dorm chief at the time. You all line up. He'll be like, whatever the dorm chief's name is, Trinity Sullivan, front and center! And then, he'll like do his marching movements up to the front of the MTI. And then the MTI will be like, take control of your flight. Yes, sir. And then you like salute, and then you turn around, and then left or right face, and then you do a bunch of stuff. So that's basically what you do with retreat. There's a whole thing about that you'll learn if you're dorm chief. If not, then you just kind of do what they tell you. Turn. I'm just gonna say this really fast. This salute looks good. This salute doesn't look good. You're not supposed to salute like this. That's not how you salute. You keep your hand, your thumb nice and tucked in, really tight, fingers tight, and it's right up, 90-degree angle, right up. It's like a 45-degree angle, obviously, but your arm's straight up to like the corner of your eyebrow. If you're wearing your hat, it's up to the brim of your hat right above your eyebrow. You know what I'm talking about? But don't do none of this. Get your hand straight. Everybody can do this with their hand, unless you like broke your hand really bad when you were younger. But everybody can pretty much make their hand straight. Don't do none of this. You're gonna look dumb. It's this, okay? It's hard to explain because when you get to BMT and you make friends and stuff and you see them doing stupid stuff and you know they're not supposed to do, the little tiny things like this, they piss you off. You're like, really? You can't make your hand straight like this? Like, you can't just, it's so dumb. Also, you're gonna see MTIs like salute like this and stuff. Like, it's really weird, but just like when you get to operational world, you see tons of that. But like when you're in BMT, you're in training and stuff, it's this, okay? Seriously, you'll get torn up like nothing. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this video. Week 2 will be out shortly as well. I really like making these videos. It's really fun because it's like, I know I was there not too long ago, but it's honestly like reliving it and stuff. It's like, oh, I remember doing this, I remember doing this and stuff, and I want to help out where I can. Week 1 is really easy. 0 week is like the hardest week, so as the videos kind of go on, it might get a little bit easier. You're going to start to see a lot of the same things because it repeats a lot. This video was kind of long, so if you stuck into the end, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave your ship dates down below so all of you can connect and stuff like that as well. If you have any video requests, please leave them down below. Honestly, I really appreciate you guys. I got an awesome message the other day. I'm not sure what his name was, but I know you might watch this, and I just really appreciate that. That was awesome. I'm gonna reply to you, but it really hit home, and I really want to say thank you for that. Also, we're almost at, I think, 1,700 subscribers, which is crazy, so I want to give a quick shout out to all of you guys for that. Don't forget to add me on Snapchat. I do post on there a lot, which is usually at the beginning of the video. My Snapchat's like Johnny Page Bruh or something like that. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And just, you know, have a good day. Be safe because the world's crazy right now. So just peace out.